First of all, I wouldn't recommend anyone actually have a mutual fund that only has it all in one global segment anyways.
Okay.
So one of the things I can tell you, Mike, is
So this is Conversations with Main Street, and I'm here with Mike Smith, a.k.a. Michael T. Smith.
AKA.
But Mike, you're a partner with Smith Rogers.
Yeah.
Tax accountants.
Well, no, we're
No?
financial planning.
Oh, financial planning.
My
Okay.
partner is a smart guy. He's a financial planner. I'm just getting set up here, Michael.
Yep, set up, no problem.
But I'm happy to tell you. So Smith Rogers Financial's been around for 20 years.
Yep.
Rick Rogers is a CPA. I'm a CLU.
Okay.
I've done my designation for CFP as well. And so we've been working together for over 35 years. Smith Rogers Financial's been together officially for 20 years.
Wow,
in
that's
Aurora,
amazing. Oh, that's fabulous.
So
you're putting on some different shirts there.
Well, you know what? I'm involved with, as you know,
Yeah.
and some of your listeners might or viewers might know, I'm involved with a couple of different things. So
Okay.
I figured,
Yeah,
some people wear many hats, but it's
Yeah.
so damn cold out there today. I figured I might just wear many shirts. And
Okay,
talk about
so
all the things that I'm involved with.
Talk about what we've got here.
So this is Hockey Helps the Homeless,
Okay.
and I'm involved with the Hockey Helps the Homeless, York region.
Okay.
And it's been around for almost 30 years now, and Hockey Helps the Homeless in York region is based every year. Well, they have two tournaments in York region. There's one in Markham, and then there's one in Newmarket at Magna Center.
Oh.
And so that's in December. We raise money for Blue Door Shelter and In From the Cold. So if anyone's looking
need
for
sponsors or anything?
we're always looking for sponsors. Actually, we're also looking for hockey players because we're not getting any younger. And it's a great day. How I got involved in it in the first place is I still play a lot of hockey. I ran a hockey league for 10 years locally, and I run a couple of hockey teams.
Wow.
But how I got involved was I just love hockey, and I believe in the two charities that they support. And so for me, it was easy for me to get involved.
Beautiful. I think that's great.
So
you do a lot for the community, raising money.
Well, I'm lucky to be able to do that.
Yeah. Not
Right?
everybody can.
It's either time, know-how. What do they say? Time. There's 3 T's: time, treasure, or talent. And I happen to have a little bit of each.
Yeah.
And
Good.
so I'm very fortunate that way. And talent could be the ability to organize and think about the end result.
Yeah.
Which is what I do in my everyday business, anyways.
Got it.
That could be part of why I'm pretty good at organizing these types of things and strategizing. Secondly, talent could be, treasure actually just could be my community pool.
Okay.
I have a relatively large network, and I have friends and I have clients who say to me, "Listen, I was going to go get a whatever, and before I decided to look it up, I figured I'd call you and ask you, who do you know?" And I strive to make sure that my friends and my clients know that I'm well connected and I can help them.
Can I just ask you a financial question while
Sure.
I'm here? Because
Buy high, sell low.
yeah, okay. I am. So think of me in kindergarten when it comes to this. But I'm going to ask you a question which you may think is stupid, but I don't get it. I buy a mutual fund. It's $10 a unit. Stock market goes up, and in 2 years from now, that mutual fund is now worth $14 a unit. But then there's a war that breaks out in Israel, and the stock market drops, and that $14 is now dropped back to 10. Have I made no money in 2 years?
Good question. First of all, I wouldn't recommend anyone actually have a mutual fund that only has it all in one global segment anyways.
Okay.
So one of the things I can tell you, Mike, is smart diversification, or smart plan is to making sure whatever your asset is diversified.
Diversified. Okay.
And
so that's the key.
That's the biggest key, because when one segment of the market goes down, another segment of the market goes up.
Got it.
Whether it be in manufacturing or gold or or financials.
Okay.
Or healthcare.
Okay, so that's the answer. That's the answer I'm looking for.
Smart answer is diversification. You shouldn't have to deal with that. Now, there is the occasional, what the heck is going on, i.e. COVID, where we had that challenge. And one of the things we told our clients, so the markets were down 40%, and I think our portfolio was down anywhere on average about 16.
Yeah.
And so we were in front of our clients and just say, hey, listen, your plan isn't to sell today, because if this was your house, you wouldn't sell it today unless you wanted to move.
That's right.
And so the smart move is hold on tight and make adjustments as the market goes back up. And that's exactly what we did.
And it did go back up.
And of course it did.
So you guys did great.
Our clients, they've been through the battles with us over 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they see the proof is in the pudding. We know what we're talking about. We actively manage our portforios.
Okay, that's great. So people can go to you for advice and
financial planning advice. When I say that, everybody thinks, well, a financial advisor is somebody who invests money. Well, that's only one piece of the puzzle. Quite frankly, you know what? There's wills, there's tax. And tax is a big driver of what a lot of our clients do.
Yeah.
And how they make decisions. Because we have pretty successful clients who are entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneurs, and they're very good at what they do.
Yeah.
Good example of that would be a person in real estate who has 5 different investment properties. Their idea of their strategy is to diversify by having 5 different properties, but they're all in the same segment of the market.
Yeah.
So when they all go down, what do? And they're not they're not quite liquid, or as liquid as you'd hope it to be, especially in a deflated market.
I guess you know Martin McQueen?
Absolutely, I know Marty. Yeah. Super nice guy.
Super nice guy,
Involved with KEG.
Yep.
Yeah, so right. I know Marty.
Okay, cool.
Diversification.
Yeah, that's the answer.
It's huge. It just eliminates a lot of the risks.
Good. I just got some free financial advice.
You're welcome. The bill's in the mail, in the email.
Yeah.
So the coffee.
Okay, so charity.
Anyway,
this is hockey.
Hockey helps the homeless,
and you raise money through sponsorship and games.
Through and you play with NHL alumni. Oh. I've played with. I've taken passes from Wendell Clark. I've got chirped by Glenn Anderson. I've been tripped by Rafi Torres, Tiger Williams. Just some legends who just they love to play hockey still, and they're happy to glean a couple of pick up or offer a couple of stories, and I'm very fortunate to be able to do that and still make a difference in the community.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So that's one of the things that I'm involved with.
So I see a new shirt here, which I'm a member of your
so
club.
You joined us about a year ago, you and Chris.
Yep.
And 100 men who give a damn.
Yeah.
We don't care. We do give a damn. It's kind of a funny thing, and I think that's probably why I'm here today.
Yes.
So 100 Men Who Give a Damn is kind of a worldwide movement.
Oh, okay.
And, the longer I've been involved with something like this, the more I realize how much of history there is. So somebody in Ireland started this over 15 years ago. And they wanted to give back to their community. And so they realized that only their money wasn't enough. So the advantage of having 100 men or 100 women who care, because there's 100 women who care.
Yeah.
And they've been around longer than 100 Men Who Give a Damn in Newmarket-Aurora.
Really? Oh, wow.
They've done a great job. Yeah. They really have. We've taken a couple pages out of their playbook, which is great. And that's the beauty of community, right? Is everybody gets to borrow from best practices from different organizations. So when I started this, I heard about it actually 9 years ago last month. I heard about this. And I was at a business meeting and somebody said, I'm going to a 100 Men meeting tonight when I get back into Stratford. And I said, well, what's that? And he says, look it up. So I looked it up and there's the 100 Men Who Give a Damn, and you can Google that. And if there's a chapter in your community, reach out to the organizers of it. So what I did was I saw value in what they were doing, and I'll get into that.
Yeah.
So I dragged a buddy of mine who I just recently met, I guess at the time, Paul LePage, and we went to a 100 Men meeting in Cambridge because I wanted to sort of see it in action.
Got it.
So here's what we saw. Everybody, when I say that, there were a bunch of men who showed up at this one beer hall, and there were 70 or 80 people at that time, and they spoke about 3 different charities that were local that were nominated by their members. Everybody brought $100 that night, and they donated that $100 to one of those 3 charities.
That's a lot of money, though. That's good.
So, you know what? If there's 70 or 80 people there, that's $7,000, for example, or $8,000.
That's great.
Go to a grassroots charity that maybe no one's ever heard of. So the advantage of 100 Men Who Give a Damn or 100 Women Who Care is it gives the small grassroots charities profile.
Right.
You know, Mike, you know I'm involved with Southlake.
Yep.
I've been involved. I was on the board for 10 years.
Great hospital.
It's essential. We need it.
Yeah.
And so I understand the value of why we raise money at the golf tournament.
You're on the board, did you say?
I served on the board for 10 years.
Oh, okay.
The actual hospital board.
Yeah.
And so now I'm involved with the philanthropic aspect of it.
Yeah.
So I chaired the golf tournament for 7 years. I'm still involved with the golf tournament. I'm involved with the Run Walk for Southlake as well.
Okay, yes.
And I'm one of the starters. I'm the starter and the guy that at the end of the day welcomes everybody across the finish line. That's what I do.
Is Mike Ratke in that?
No.
No, okay.
No. He may walk in it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know he does his fundraising, which I've supported over the years.
Yeah.
And Mike's a great guy.
Yeah.
So there are some large charities that get profile automatically because they're the big machine, and I understand that, and we need it.
Yeah.
We really do. Southlake is one of those. It gets the profile, but there are a lot of charities, and I'll give you maybe a list of the 56 of the charities that we've actually helped in the last 9 years. From everyone from the Able Network to Junior Achievers to KC Cancer Fund to Carrie's Place to CMHA to NACA to the Newmarket Food Pantry or the Aurora Food Bank or New Leaf Charities, which these are a whole bunch of charities that you'd say, never heard of this.
Yes.
And so the value of 100 Men Who Give a Damn, and we meet once a quarter, is that it gives our members a chance to sort of get educated about some of the charities that are out there that maybe they'd never heard of before and what they do.
I haven't heard of most of those.
Yeah. And nor had I.
Yeah.
So 9 years ago, we walk into Aw Shucks in June.
Yeah.
And that was our first meeting, so 9 years ago. So we're coming up to our 9th birthday.
How many people were at the beginning?
I think there were probably about 60 or 65.
Oh, that's still a lot.
And because what I had done was I went to my network and I said, hey, guys, here's what I want to do. I want to meet once a quarter. I want to give charities a chance, a profile, a platform to sort of tell us what they do. And everybody brings $100. And are you in?
Wow.
And, to a person, they all said, yeah, Mike, we love the idea. As long as we don't have to organize it, we love the idea. So what I did was, I booked Aw Shucks and said, guys, we don't have a budget.
Yeah.
We still don't have a budget.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring 60 to 70 men who give a damn and want to have a beer at the end of the day and probably eat something.
That's amazing.
And so that's what we did. So our first meeting.
Yeah.
What we were doing was much like the template that I saw at Cambridge was we gave all of the money to one charity.
Okay.
So that night we gave, $6,500 or $7,000. We can't remember what the number was. It was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
To one charity, and I think it was Bridge North. You ever heard of Bridge North?
No.
They extricate teenage kids out of the sex trades in York region.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Aurora, Newmarket.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a big deal.
So you could have heard a pin drop when Cassandra Diamond, who was the spokesperson at the time, when she came to us and she presented. You could have heard a pin drop in the room because everyone's going, what, in my community, there's this? Yeah, in our community, there is this.
Yeah,
So
it's shocking there is.
So the three charities present. They get 5 minutes each.
Yeah.
And then we call a vote. And everybody who's put $100 in gets a vote. And within an hour, you know where the money's going.
Right.
So what was really interesting about that night, because our meetings run from 7 till 8, and they're done. Yeah. We don't mess around. We value people's time.
Oh, yeah. That is one thing I did notice.
Yeah.
At 8 o'clock, we're finished.
We're done.
Yeah.
Hard stop. And so I was around the third person who was speaking. One of my friends came to me. He says, I got to talk to you. And I said, well, I'm kind of doing this thing because I'm emceeing the thing. And he goes, no, this is important. He says, listen, all three of these charities are really great charities. He says, here's $3,000. I want to give the other two charities who don't get any money tonight, I want them to get this. Wow. So I got a little choked up. I still get a little emotional about it because, quite frankly, I didn't expect to have that kind of an immediate impact.
Really?
And so in that sense, it was kind of a neat thing. So it told us that we were on the right track.
Yeah.
So we've met since 2016. We've met every quarter. We meet in March. March 6th is our next meeting.
That's right.
And that's at the Armory in Aurora.
Yeah.
Doors open at 6. We start our meeting at 7. You're going to hear 4 presentations because there's an education piece to it as well. We have a sponsor, and the sponsor is Global Philanthropic, and they're going to talk to us about what to look for in charities and why administration fees are essential for some charities, more so than others.
Yeah.
Then they're going to hear from 3 charities, including actually 4 charities, because there's going to be a report back as well from the charity that received the lion's share of the money last meeting.
Oh, fabulous.
And which is In From the Cold.
Okay,
and they'll receive over $12,000.
That's a lot of money.
So for them, it's a lot of money. So and then the other 2 charities that were at the December meeting, they received $1,000 each.
Beautiful.
So we've gotten to the point where now we're at over 130 guys who give a damn.
That's great.
And our goal this year in 2025 is to get to 200 men who give a damn.
Okay.
So we may end up having to rename the group.
200
men who give a damn.
So should people like me, members like me, try to recruit people to come in and, try to get new members?
I think that, good news travels fast.
Yeah.
We're very organic. How we've grown is people either get it or they don't get it.
Right.
And I don't believe in recruiting anybody.
Okay.
I share the vision.
Yeah.
If they say, "Hey, man, that looks like a great idea. I want to check it out," come see it, and bring your friend, bring your neighbor.
Yeah.
The theme on March 6th is bring a buddy and buy him a beer night.
That's right.
At the Armory. So if they like what they see, we ask them to join, and if not, that's okay too.
Yeah.
Maybe they've learned something about you.
Yeah.
As a community member.
Yeah.
So. I digress, but anyways, that's kind of the format of the meeting. But now we get our money up front every year. So
that's smart. I like doing that.
I mean, just creates a commitment.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Yeah, we have people who go, "Hey, I really want to get to it, but I can't. I've got this and this and this going on." So they, the advantage of getting it up front is they know the charities. We can still keep our promises to the charities that we support.
Got it.
So
that's amazing.
So that's why we went to that annual, and I think right now we're about 70 members that have paid up. And so I know that in time everyone will pay up and bring some more people. So by the end of the year, I hope we're at 200 men.
Wow, that's amazing.
So it's a passion project of mine.
Yeah.
And,
well, knowing you're probably going to get 200.
It's not about me. Dude, it's not about me. It's about all of our members.
I think you're right. But I think in some ways, people look to you as a leader. So, I think with your passion and what you're doing, it helps all of us try to bring in more people and
Yep.
get to 200 men that give a damn. That's
Yep.
great.
A lot of people don't know about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have heard, or a lot of people have heard about it but don't have the detail.
Got it.
And so that's why podcasts like this are
Got
important.
it. Yep.
We've been featured in a couple of magazines, including Neighbor Magazine.
Yep.
You've probably heard of that publication.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
And as well as, the Auroran and, the Era or the
Yep.
Newmarket News now, I guess.
Yep.
So we've been featured in a lot of those things, and it helps spread the word around a little bit, which is kind of
that's
neat.
beautiful.
Yeah. So
I think that's great. I love it.
we had some challenges during COVID, but we kept going,
Yeah.
right? We said, this is another distraction for our members.
Right.
Once a quarter, we're still going to keep doing this, but we
Yeah.
did it in a big room, a big boardroom, and three of us were masked up, but we kept doing it, and our followers who are all online, and by the way, we still do a hybrid meeting, Mike.
Okay.
So we do it in person, but also we have people who follow us online from all over the world.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
So we have members who have never
Jeez.
been to a meeting in person.
Yeah.
But every year they don't miss. They
make the payment.
They make the payment. They love the idea. They get the tax receipts like
Yeah.
everyone else from
Yeah.
the registered charities, because
Yeah.
we're not a registered charity.
Got it.
We're just a flow through.
Yeah.
And we're the conduit, I
Oh,
guess.
that's great.
Right? So
Can I keep this, by the way?
yeah, please
Yeah,
do.
that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and the list, unfortunately, the list of charities that are out there, grassroots charities that are out there in York Region, in Ontario, are growing. So it'd be wonderful if we didn't have 56 names on this list,
Yes.
right? But
Yeah.
we are where we are. And we're very fortunate we're able to give back.
I think it's an unbelievable, great cause where you can give the charity that much money, like 12 grand right up when they really need it. I think it's amazing.
It helps keep the lights on.
Oh, yeah.
In a lot of these grassroots charities.
I believe that because they're not making money anywhere else. So
No. And the government keeps drawing it back.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to the government, because everyone's trying to do their part.
yeah,
But you know what? Sometimes you don't have the platform.
that's the thing. I think a lot of it, the government can't do everything. It's up to people like you that get us involved and you make things happen. The government can't be everywhere. So it's people like you that bring this to people like me, my attention, and other people. And I know I work with Greg Hart. He's been
Greg's been a member for probably 7 years now.
Yeah, a long
Maybe
time.
maybe
and
longer.
Yeah, so people like him and me, now we get educated and learn about this. So I think it's great.
It makes you realize how fortunate we are
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, yeah. We are extremely fortunate. Yeah.
If it introduces people, men
Yeah.
specifically, men, to charities,
Yeah.
and it helps them understand that their $100 can actually have an impact,
Yeah.
because it's not just $100; it's 100 times 130,
30.
or 140, or
That's a
100, or
big-
200.
That's a large amount of money.
It makes a large number.
Yeah,
So
it's
it can
great.
change. It can change people's lives. I'll give you an
Yeah.
example of that. One of the charities that spoke, and it was 360 Degree Kids. They presented to us, and they give shelter to kids who are at risk, kids that are at risk, who are maybe thrown out of their houses or displaced, and they're just trying to get through their education, their high school education, and they need a safe place to live.
Wow.
So 360 Degree Kids is a program that is run in the York region.
Yeah.
And the first time they presented, about a month and a half later, I get a phone call from the organizers saying, listen, one of your members is obviously touched because we received the largest individual donation from one of your members because of our presentation. And I think it was north of $30,000. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty neat that, this gave people a platform. Charities a
Wow.
platform.
That is an amazing.
So it spoke to somebody,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Well, to be honest with you, I know for myself, I live my daily life, And I am very grateful for just my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there are a lot of challenges, and these like I've never heard of 360 kids. I never even thought about a child being thrown out of his home and what happens. It's just something that maybe I don't realize it exists, although I know it exists, but
Mm-hmm.
I can see how that would touch somebody.
It makes you realize how fortunate we are,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's a privilege to be the conduit to do that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's a great job.
So that's one of the things. So that's the real reason why I'm here today.
Yeah. 100 men that give a damn.
Is 100 men. We're
So-
shooting for 200 men who give a damn. Don't care.
Yeah.
But give a damn.
Okay. I
We
love
have
that.
the critical mass. So let's
So,
move forward.
The time allotment is coming to an end.
Yep.
But can we? I know there's. I really. Can we do this again?
Of course.
Because I'd like to talk more about 100 Men That Can Give a Damn, and I know I'd like to talk about South Lake and the golf tournaments that you run, and how you find time to do that, and how other people can get involved in charities and find time, because we all live busy lives. Like
Yep.
you're working, you've got a daughter.
I have three kids. We're
Three
empty.
kids.
We're empty nesters, and we
Yeah.
vicariously live through our son, who's a rock and roller.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
a professional musician has
Yeah.
a band
Oh,
called
that's
Rubber
amazing.
Tire Peep Show.
What are you talking about? That's them. I
That's-
saw them at the Old Flame once. They're
Yeah,
a big
so-
band. That is the best band. They are amazing.
So Rubber Tire Peep Show. Harrison Smith is my son, so he's the lead singer.
Has he got long hair?
Long hair.
Oh my God, that guy's amazing.
You can't tell. There's no resemblance. No.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. So that's,
So I was introduced to them at the Old Flame on, I think it was, I'm going to guess, July the 4th.
yeah.
And
it
we
was
were
July 1st, actually.
July the 1st.
Yeah.
We were jammed.
We were
I
there.
had front
That was a
row.
great night.
Were you?
That was a great afternoon.
That was one of the best bands I've ever heard, but we were lucky to get them there because they're a much bigger band, but
Yeah.
they are an amazing band. I can't believe you're connected to them.
Yeah, so that's my
Wow.
son. So they're playing at the Ottawa Blues Fest this July. They're doing a national tour.
Yeah. Amazing band.
thank
It was
you.
exciting to watch them.
Well, you should listen to their new album. They have an album out.
Really?
So, yeah,
Oh, they're
check them out
fabulous.
on Apple or Spotify.
Okay.
Rubber Tire Peep Show.
Oh my God.
And
I love the name.
Yeah.
Oh, it was an amazing day. I'll never forget that day.
That was a good one. I was there for
Yeah,
that. That
it was exciting to have, when you're out somewhere and you get that quality of
Yeah.
musicians, like that quality that you don't think exists in
Locally.
like, I was sitting there and I'm like, I cannot believe that we're listening
Yeah.
to this quality. They had a sax player,
Yeah.
and that kid's gone on to Montreal, I think, but
Mm-hmm.
the sax was great. Your son plays the guitar, I think.
Well, so he plays guitar, he plays bass. Those are his two key.
Oh,
and then he's one of the key writers. He drives the bus basically of the
great band.
So
I'll
it's-
never forget it.
It's
I'll never
it's-
forget that.
It's fun to listen to.
Yeah.
And
so
living
you're
vicariously,
busy.
we're busy doing those types
Yeah.
of things, which is
and
great.
you still manage to do everything else.
Well, it's important.
Yeah,
know,
that's great.
you always
so,
got time.
yeah, I would like to.
Sure.
So if people did want to get a hold of you, it's Mike Smith.
Yeah, Mike at smith-rogers.com, or they can call
Okay.
me at 416-276-3272.
Okay, beautiful.
Important dates. 3 weeks tomorrow will be the 100 Men Who Give a Damn, which is March 6th, Thursday, March 6th. Doors
Okay.
open at the Armory at 6 o'clock. We start the meeting at 7 and we're done by 8.
Okay, beautiful.
And bring your checkbook.
Okay, I love that.
And thanks, Mike. Thanks for giving
Yeah.
a damn. I know
So-
you and Chris are supporters.
I do
We appreciate that.
give a damn. I love this, and I definitely need you here. I could talk to you all day long, but I can't afford to.
No, that's
pay you
all
for
good,
your
man.
time.
I appreciate your time.